If your gut microbiome isn't happy, there's a good chance your hormones aren't either, particularly when it comes to estrogen. If you're experiencing symptoms like bloating, skin breakouts, problematic periods, low libido, weight gain, infertility, or even erectile dysfunction, keep watching, because in this video, I'm going to share action steps you can take to leverage the power of your gut microbes to improve your hormonal health. If you asked me which body system has the biggest impact on your overall health, I'd have to choose the digestive system. Your gut is so much more than a simple food processor, and if it's unhealthy or dysfunctional, it has a massive negative effect on many other systems, including your hormones. In this video, we're going to dig into the influence that your digestive tract has over estrogen, and I'll be sharing specific action steps that you can take to leverage the power of your microbiome to improve estrogen balance and detoxification, specifically in the case of estrogen dominance. But first, let's talk about what estrogen dominance looks like in real life. Common symptoms include bloating and digestive upset, acne, irregular periods, tender, swollen, or fibrocystic breasts, weight gain, hot flashes, mood swings, irritability, anxiety, and fatigue. Estrogen dominance almost always plays a role in diseases like endometriosis, fibroids, polycystic ovarian syndrome or PCOS, and even some hormonal cancers. And in males, it can cause gynecomastia, infertility, and erectile dysfunction. That's right, men need to be able to detoxify estrogen too. There are several root causes of estrogen dominance, and sometimes those causes will overlap or pile up. Your body may overproduce estrogens in the ovaries, or via extra ovarian production of estrogens in adipose tissue, aka body fat. You may be taking in or storing too many xenoestrogens, which are environmental toxins that act like estrogens in the body. Your liver might not be processing and detoxing estrogens appropriately. But estrogen detoxification isn't just about the liver. The gut plays a huge role in your ability to properly excrete or get rid of estrogens when your body's done with them. And if this crucial final step isn't working well, it can sabotage all of your other estrogen detoxifying, hormone balancing efforts. Let's take the process step by step. Estrogen detoxification, also called estrogen metabolism, happens in several phases, with the goal being the breakdown of estrogens into metabolites that can be excreted from the body via urine and stool. It's like the body takes estrogen that it doesn't need anymore and packages it up so it can leave the body and quite literally be flushed away. The first packaging up step involves a chemical process called hydroxylation, which happens in the liver and results in 3 different metabolites of estrogen: 2-hydroxyestrone, 16-hydroxyestrone, and 4-hydroxyestrone. An important thing to remember is that these estrogen metabolites or breakdown products are active, meaning they still have varying levels of estrogenic function in the body, and some of them are not so helpful. I cover this a little bit more in my video about endometriosis, so I'm not going to go into a ton of detail about the process right now. Just know that it does make a big difference in terms of symptoms and risk of diseases, which metabolites your body is making. As a quick aside, these estrogen detox pathways are one of the things we measure with the Dutch Complete test, my favorite functional assessment for hormones. Okay, so the second packaging up step for estrogen also happens in the liver, and it utilizes 3 additional chemical processes: methylation, glucuronidation, and sulfation, to further prep those metabolites for excretion. From there, the gift-wrapped estrogens head into the intestines to be eliminated via the stool when you have a bowel movement. The person can have all sorts of issues with this second phase of detoxification as well, but it's the last step, happening in the gut, where things can really go off the rails and lead to estrogen dominance. You've probably heard that your body is home to millions of bacteria, yeasts, and other microbes that make up your microbiome, and you may have heard that the gut microbiome has a particularly strong influence on your health. Your microbiome helps protect you from invading pathogens and infections. It makes fuel from dietary fiber for your intestinal cells. It produces essential micronutrients like vitamin K, and it even helps regulate the function of your brain. But when it comes to hormones, these microbes specifically impact estrogen detoxification through the production of an enzyme called beta-glucuronidase. It can be helpful to think of beta-glucuronidase as a biochemical pair of scissors that cleaves or snips apart chemical bonds. Beta-glucuronidase isn't all bad. In fact, more than 50 documented strains of bacteria produce it. But when concentrations get too high in the gut, the enzyme uses that scissors function to cut open your little gift-wrapped estrogen packages within the large intestine, causing the estrogens to get reabsorbed into the bloodstream. Not only is this reabsorption really inefficient, putting an additional burden on the liver to re-detoxify these estrogens over and over, but it can skew or shift the delicate balance of estrogenic activity in the body, leading to estrogen dominance. So even if you're not making too much estrogen relative to your other hormones, and even if you're successfully detoxing it in the liver when it's done being useful, you could still end up with a high estrogen burden, potentially leading to some of the symptoms I mentioned at the beginning, including acne, low libido, period problems, and weight gain. And researchers have found that women with endometriosis commonly have higher levels of beta-glucuronidase-producing bacteria in their digestive system. If you're experiencing symptoms like these, you can measure the levels of beta-glucuronidase in your stool utilizing at-home advanced functional testing kits. These comprehensive assessments can also help you determine why your microbiome is producing too much beta-glucuronidase in the first place. Perhaps you have too many opportunistic bacteria or yeasts in your gut, resulting in too many microbes that produce too much enzyme. This could happen if you eat too many processed carbohydrates, if you don't eat enough fiber from fruits and vegetables, or you take medications that disrupt the balance of your microbiome, like PPIs, laxatives, statins, metformin, GLP-1 agonists, antibiotics, and others. Even a single round of antibiotics, say for a sinus infection or urinary tract infection, can negatively shift the microbiome for months afterwards, if not years. And research shows that even temporary dietary shifts can result in microbiome change within 24 hours, meaning that even occasional splurges or unhealthy indulgences can result in nearly instant consequences for the microbiome. We call this unhealthy shift dysbiosis. And while we don't have enough time in this video to discuss all the reasons it happens or all the functional strategies you can use to sort it out, it's a really foundational topic, so I'm definitely planning on making some videos about it soon. So be sure to subscribe to my channel so you get notified when they publish. While the best root cause treatment for elevated beta-glucuronidase is to rebalance and restore the healthy function of your microbiome, that project is neither simple nor quick. Thankfully, we have some other options to minimize estrogen reabsorption and help neutralize the scissors action of beta-glucuronidase. The first on the list is to support complete, timely elimination of digestive waste. When fecal matter stays in the colon for too long, there's more opportunity for estrogen to be reabsorbed. So preventing constipation is hugely important. But remember that laxatives can actually cause dysbiosis in the first place, so it's important to utilize strategies that work with your body to promote healthy elimination. That could mean incorporating more walking or other exercise into your day, and eating more fiber-rich foods like apples, green leafy vegetables, or beans. Certain probiotics can also be helpful for improving your bowel movements. I'll include some information about my favorite constipation-minimizing probiotics in the free downloadable checklist for limiting estrogen reabsorption. You'll find a link to this resource in the video description. Another trick that I've found super helpful at limiting the impact of beta-glucuronidase is to supplement with calcium D-glucarate. This compound deactivates or neutralizes the enzyme action of beta-glucuronidase, which minimizes how much estrogen it can unpackage and send back into the bloodstream via reabsorption. It's important to note that calcium D-glucarate doesn't actually lower your levels of beta-glucuronidase. and it doesn't get rid of the bacteria that make it either. But it can be really helpful to take while you're in the process of rebalancing your gut and hormones, even if that's a longer-term project. You do need to take a fairly high dose in order for this strategy to be effective, somewhere between 1,500 and 3,000 milligrams per day. But calcium D-glucarate has few side effects, even at higher levels. And while we don't have high-quality human studies on this compound, research has shown that calcium D-glucarate can help to reduce breast cancer development and lower estrogen levels in rodent models. I'll include information about my favorite calcium D-glucarate supplement in the free checklist as well, and a link to my Fullscript dispensary where you can order yours for 20% off. I hope this video gives you some solid functional medicine treatment strategies that can help you navigate your gut health and hormones more confidently. Be sure to check the links in the video description for more info on the functional stool testing and my favorite probiotics and calcium D-glucarate supplement, both of which are included in the free downloadable checklist. If you're looking for more in-depth information and additional strategies for balancing female hormones at any stage of life, I think you might like my Hormone Balance Deep Dive tutorial. It's an in-depth video workshop to help you better understand your hormones and how they cause tons of symptoms. Again, you'll find more info in the video description. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.